The Arabian Peninsula, birthplace of Islam and home to Mecca and Medina, was originally populated by Black African peoples. Today, we are exposing how northern invasions completely transformed this region's ethnic makeup. Archaeological evidence from Yemen shows the Kingdom of Saba was a sophisticated Black African civilization. French historical analysis describes it as a kingdom with Black predominance and African identity. The massive stone temples at Mareb, advanced irrigation systems, and Sabaean script prove this was a highly developed society. Historical sources confirm that it was the Black Sabaeans who civilized the Arabs. The Greeks and Romans call the region Arabia Felix, or Happy Arabia, because of its wealth and the Black African rule. A major genetic study of 104 Arabian Peninsula natives published in Genome Research proves indigenous Arabs are descendants of the earliest split from ancient Eurasian populations, with clear hallmarks of an ancient out-of-Africa bottleneck. This means the original Arabians were direct descendants of the first humans who left Africa 60,000 to 125,000 years ago. Ethiopia's Aksumite Empire directly controlled southern Arabia. Historical records show by the 12th century BC, southern Arabia fell under the complete control of the Ethiopian Aksumites. The first kingdom built by the Ethiopian Aksumites in Arabia was Saba, just across the straits in Yemen around 800 BC. The Red Sea Strait is only a couple of days' journey on a sea raft, making control easy. Archaeological evidence includes Aksumite pottery found in large quantities throughout Yemen, proving substantial Ethiopian migration. The Bedouins, considered the most authentic Arabs, actually descend from Black African peoples called the Beja. The Roman historian Ammianus Marcellinus in 380 CE wrote that the Arabs were the Blemmyes tribes who lived along the banks of the Nile beyond the cataracts. The Beja were a Cushitic Kemetic people who identify themselves today as the most original and ancient of the Arab tribes. Ancient Egyptians called them Absha, meaning the desert dwellers, that is, the Bedouins. The first documented demographic shift came when Ethiopia invaded the Himyarite kingdom. This massive operation involved 70 ships carrying 100,000 troops, plus Roman reinforcements. The casualties were enormous, anticipated to be about 12,500 to 14,000 killed and about 11,000 prisoners. The result was Himyar was annexed by Aksum. In 535 CE, a Christian Aksumite general named Abriha seized power, declaring himself king of the Himyar. This established the pattern of foreign-backed rulers, bringing new populations to control Arabian territories. Massive tribal migrations from South Arabia to the north fundamentally changed demographics. The Ghassanids, originally from South Arabia, migrated to the Levant in the 3rd century. Multiple ancient historians documented these movements. Ptolemy, Pliny the Elder, and others all recorded these tribal relocations. The Lakhmids represent another major migration. The Lakhmid kingdom was founded by the Banu Lakhmi tribe that immigrated from Yemen in the 2nd century. Their ruler claimed the title King of all the Arabs and controlled vast territories in Arabia. Rome and Persia used Arabian tribes as proxies in their wars, creating artificial divisions. The Syrian chronicler John of Ephesus in the 6th century wrote, quote, "The Arabs of the north were divided into two sections, one allied with Rome, the other with the Persians," unquote. The Ghassanids became Roman allies while the Lakhmids became Persian allies. These proxy wars involved massive battles with vast herds of camels and caused major population displacements. The rise of Islam brought the most dramatic changes. Islamic historians Al-Tabari and Al-Baladuri documented conquest of Arabian tribes that spilled over the whole of Arabia, involving massive population movements. But modern research shows massive replacement of people is historically rare compared to cultural assimilation and religious conversion. Many latter-day Arabs are actually immigrants that acculturated and assimilated into the culture of the original black Arabs. The Umayyads created the tribal divisions we know today. The splits between northern Arabs, or the Adnanites, and southern Arabs, or the Qatanites, was a product of the Umayyad age, a political construction and not a historical reality. Even in this system, sources admit Qatanites of southern Arabia or Yemen are the original pure Arabs, while northerners represent latter-day arrivals. Ancient Arabia was predominantly populated by black African peoples who built sophisticated civilizations. Northern invasions, tribal migrations, imperial proxy wars, and Islamic conquests gradually changed the demographics over many centuries. The Umayyad period systematically created new identities and genealogies that erased this African history. Understanding this reveals how one of history's most successful cover-ups transformed our understanding of an entire civilization.